Hi, my name is Ina and I am a manifesting generator 5-1. I specialize in providing universal and practical solutions for your career, business and relationships from a human design perspective. And today we are covering the profile 6-2. Its life path, its characteristics, strengths, areas of development, and most importantly, how you can apply all this information about your profile in your career, business, or relationships. Remember to watch this video until the end, because as always, I will be providing my personal recommendations for this profile at the end of this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, and without further ado, let's get started. The official name of this profile is the role model hermit. As we've learned from our previous profile series, each profile consists of the conscious and subconscious characteristics which make up your personal brand or your personal image. The first part of your profile, the role model, describes your self-image, qualities you are aware of. And the second part of your profile, the hermit, depicts your subconscious characteristics or other people's perception of you. So what makes you a role model? The outstanding characteristics of the role model are your profound life wisdom, which derives from your rich life experiences, your ability to take a step back and have this helicopter view of the situation. See a puzzle as a whole instead of seeing its separate parts. Your detached, observing, yet very rational and logical thinking process makes you one of the wisest people on this planet, whose personal and evolutional development is way beyond your age. One can quickly spot a person with a 6-2 profile from the first seconds of the conversation with them, just by sensing how mature these people are. And you were gifted with this maturity for a reason. And that reason is your transpersonal destiny, which means you've come to this planet to share your wisdom and your unique talents with other people. What are the strengths of the 6th line? Planning and long-term strategy is something 6-2 can do better than anyone else. You have this innate wisdom, a solid intellectual capacity, and rational thinking, which allow you to accomplish things very effectively. Consciously, you may even feel that you understand this world better than other people. You may even think that you are on top of the system, because you can see things through very well. And in some instances, you may even feel that you are better, brighter, faster, and more effective than others. Well, I don't want to judge whether this is true or not, but still, I can state with great confidence that this is an archetype of an authority, a truly wise and intellectual individual people want to listen and look up to, an educator, an advisor, a coach, a mentor, who is here to share your wise perspective and view on various matters, question things to transform the way people think, act, and go about life. What always fascinated me personally in the 6-2 profile is how good they are at organizing projects, people, systems, planning the long-term strategy, questioning things, structuring, and ensuring system works independently without their active engagement. They are truly smart. The only problem is that they may struggle to delegate tasks. And this has to do with their lack of trust in others. They simply don't have confidence that other people can do a great job, as perfect as they can do it. And by the way, perfectionism is another downside of this profile, but we will get to that later. Another intriguing topic I'd like to touch upon is the compatibility of the 6-2 profile with others. Due to the slightly elevated nature of this profile and this personal perception that I'm a little bit on a higher level of the personal development in comparison to other people, it might be difficult for the profile 6-2 to find a common ground with other people.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Stop. You're going to take someone's eye out.
Besides, you're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
You do it then if you're so clever.
Go on.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Others may not seem as bright, as intelligent, as quick as they are. Moreover, some people may even sense this slightly elevated attitude. Therefore, to have meaningful personal career or business relationships, it will be easier for you to surround yourself with like-minded people who are on the same or similar wavelengths. And from my observation, the 6-2 profile gets on really well with people who have 6 in their profile, the role model side of them. This can be the profile 6-2, 3-6, 6-3, or potentially the 5th line seems to be okay as well, such as 5-1 or 5-2. The introverted hermit side. So what are the characteristics of the second line? First and foremost, these are the needs of your body for seclusion, solitude, detachment, in order to internalize all the life experiences, recuperate, recharge your batteries, and reflect on life. This great wisdom potential you've been gifted with needs processing time. And as a 6-2 profile, you need to give yourself plenty of alone time and create enough personal space. Many people with a 6-2 profile prefer this introverted side much more than being a role model, as it feels way more comfortable. Comfort and luxury for the 6-2 are pretty important. Some representatives of this profile may even feel guilt that they spent way too much time away from other people in their little cave. Big crowds, social gatherings, and networking may not be the most comfortable for the 6-2. So if you are not okay with all these things, you should refrain from forcing yourself to pursue them just because the world's propaganda tells you must be social. Not everyone has to be. However, what you absolutely must do is take your time to get to know yourself better, especially when it comes to investigating your unique talents and things you do naturally well. An outstanding characteristic of the subconscious second line is that each person who has it has a special talent. In your case, this is a subconscious talent you are most likely unaware of. Therefore, ask your closest people what they think is unique about you. Get multiple opinions. The more awareness you get about your unique gifts and other people's perception of you, the more powerful your personal brand will become. And please, do not shy away when the world calls you out. People will always sense your unique talents, and you are responsible for sharing them with them using your wise approach. Also remember that the role model and the hermit side will always work together, so always strive for a balance. And these two sides of you will be activated at different stages of your life. Now let's talk about these stages. The typical human design description of the 6th line always talks about 3 different stages in life. Up until the age of 30, from 30 to 50, and from 50 years old onwards. Up until 30, this is the active engagement stage, which involves lots of adventures, experiences, trial and error, ups and downs, novelty, disappointment, and perhaps even failures. From my personal observation, normally people with a 6-2 profile have changed quite a significant number of roles, friendships, partners, careers, locations by the age of 30. This stage is about getting to know the real life, embracing it, bumping into various life experiences, tasting it, and experimenting with it. This is to gain wisdom from it and to extract important life lessons. A side note. Your life will get much easier if you adopt a philosophical attitude regarding this stage of your life. Not all experiences, careers, and relationships will be enjoyable. Most likely, they can be quite uncomfortable and unpleasant, leading to failures. However, the more failures, mistakes, and disappointments you face by the age of 30, the more profound your life realizations will become. Hence, the wiser you'll get. And these personal transformations and failures are precisely what a profile 6-2 needs to go through to become a role model later on in life. So keep this in mind before you get too upset or pessimistic. The second stage is from 30 to 50, the detachment stage. And this is the period of life when the second subconscious hermit line gets activated. This is when active social engagement gets less interesting for the profile 6-2. They have this feeling that it's enough. And indeed, at this stage, a profile 6-2 has a baggage of experiences in career, friendships, relationships, and all 6-2 wants at this point is just peace, comfort, and harmony. They just want to hide themselves in their hive and observe life from above, from outside, to reflect on it without engaging with the world actively. And the purpose of this stage is to evaluate and assess all these experiences, relationships, and careers you've tried so far, to make sense of them. And if I were to give a title to this stage, I would call it The Search for Perfection. Why perfection? Well, at this stage, you begin to question your life choices, like, what's the real purpose? What do I really want? Do I really want to pursue this career? Do I really want this lifestyle, this partner? Do I really want to live in this country or city? And what would be the perfect scenario, the perfect career, the perfect business, the perfect soulmate? And this theme of searching for perfection is particularly true when finding a perfect soulmate. From my personal experience of working with the 6-2 clients and the feedback I often get from them, finding a perfect soulmate in their 20s can be quite a challenge. I'm not saying that this is impossible. However, most of the time, 6-2 tends to learn painful lessons as far as relationship concerns in their 20s. And even after the age of 30, the search for a perfect soulmate continues. And the purpose of this stage, unfortunately, most people with the 6-2 profile understand it as they are approaching their 50s, is that there is no perfection. There is no perfect soulmate, no perfect career or business. The only perfect thing there is themselves. And the wisdom here is that others are not you. This is the whole point of the human design system. We are all unique, and we need to learn how to accept the uniqueness of each other. Others are not as perfect as we are, but they are perfect in their own way. And what should really matter to us is staying true to our own perfection and nurturing it. The lesson here is that the less perfection we expect from others, the more beauty we will see in other people. And finally, the third stage, from the age of 30, and we call it the Reengagement, or the stage of the role model. This is the stage of life when all this wisdom, lessons learned, and this hidden subconscious talent you have come on the surface. This is the time when you start shining bright like a diamond, finally putting yourself in the shoes of the inspirational authority. And depending on your hidden talents, your personal incarnation cross, circuitry, channels, this time is the peak for broadcasting all the gems you've been hiding all this time. And you might be thinking, really? Only after the age of 50? What do I do then in my 30s and 40s? Do nothing? Of course not. You must remember that you are like that expensive quality wine that needs time in the cellar to become special. So what do you do when you're in your 30s and 40s? Well, this is the me time. Time to get to know yourself better. Time to reflect on life. Time for personal development. Time to chill and just enjoy life. This leads me to my business and career recommendations for the Profile 6-2. So my congratulations if you managed to stay until this point. Patience will get you far. Due to the natural evolution of the 6D profile and the 3 different life periods, most people who have it reach the peak of their self-actualization in the second part of their life. And this can be outside the 30s. However, your 30s and your 40s are a great time to invest in yourself, your own personal development, self-reflection, growth, cultivating new skills. Read lots of books about perfectionism and imposter syndrome. If you don't do anything with this area of development of yours, there is a great danger that one day this can bite you in the bum. Being demanding to yourself is an excellent quality, but being overly demanding of yourself and others is a dangerous place to be in that can ruin your personal and business relationship or even prevent you from self-actualization. And here are my quick Google search recommendations on perfectionism and imposter syndrome, should you want to investigate more. Stay true to your personal style, even if this is not who the world tells you to be. If it is slightly antisocial, tell your people you are an introvert, and too much social engagement is not your cup of tea. If you have very peculiar tastes and preferences when it comes to your personal style, which are quite different from the latest fashion trends, show them. If you have a quiet tone of voice or reserved delivery style, stay true to it and don't try to become the loudest, the brightest, the most outstanding one. If you're masculine, do not try to be feminine, or vice versa. Your unique selling point is your natural behavior and your own style. This is something your people will love you for. Finally, create your boundaries and respect your personal space, especially if you are in the second stage of your life. Please do not force yourself to go out when you don't feel like it. Refrain from forcing networking and social engagement if this drains you. And never feel guilt for your introverted nature. Take pride of it, as this is the source of your great wisdom and your powerful influence. If you would like to understand your chart in more detail and how you can unleash your career or business potential in the most aligned and natural way, based on your personal human design characteristics, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, where I post human design content for career and business, and also where you can book your human design reading if you are interested. And of course, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel to support me and to get more information about human design.